Hey everyone, it's Anna and welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for visiting. Today I'm sharing with you the August release for Impression Obsession, and I have some fun products to share with you as well as all of the sample cards that I made using the new products. Also, I wanted to mention that there are a few products that haven't made their way to me yet. They were coming in a second shipment, which hasn't arrived yet. That includes some dies that I'm releasing this month, as well as a couple of cover card stamps. So I'll be doing another video once those things arrive and sharing some more samples with you when I get them made. So stay tuned for that. But first, let's go ahead and get started with sharing the products that I did receive and the cards that I have made. So this month, Impression Obsession is releasing some classic Pooh images, and if you're not aware, the classic Pooh artwork released to public domain. I think it must have been earlier this year, maybe in January or February. And so Dina has taken it upon herself to put together a collection of Pooh images for us to use, and one of them is this classic Pooh 6x6 paper. And so she's got some fun stripes, lots of Pooh imagery, and fun colors. I liked this Pooh page here, little toss, and I made a card using this page here, and it made a really simple card. I just cut it down to 4 1/4 by 5 and adhered it to a regular card base, and then I colored the balloon using some ink that I have for one of my fountain pens, and I thought that was a really beautiful color and kind of a luminescent looking balloon and a pretty balloon color. And then I also watercolored Pooh with some yellow ochre watercolor paint. So I think that turned out really cute. And then I just used a card stock from Stampin' Up! And I don't remember what color this is. It's obviously long since retired, but I bet some of you probably remember this particular color. So I really love this color. I should actually go look at my ink set. I could probably figure out which one it is. But that's that card. And I also did this too. I cut up some of the pieces of paper, and I was going to do some like that faux quilting or the strip cards that I like to make. And I didn't get an image colored for this one yet, but I'll get this done and share it with you soon. So this made a really cute card though, I think, just using different strips of paper. So taking a look at more of the paper here, I like this one with the little toss of bees all over. There's some honey pots. This is Pooh here with some butterflies and dragonflies. And then I really liked this sheet as well. It's kind of a grungy text, and some of the text is in different sizes. And then it starts repeating. So fun. And then there's also this 6x6 as well. It's called Vintage Halloween, and this is kind of a grungy, spooky Halloween. So if that's something you're into, this might be a fun paper pad for you. There's a great big skull on that sheet there. Lots of spider webs and spiders and skulls. There's some candy corn. This is like a really subtle spider or web or something. Eee, creepy. There's a great big web there. And then it starts repeating. So those 2 paper pads are now available. And then let me go ahead and show you some of these stamps that are available as well. And I do have a stack of samples here to share with you. So here's my stack. All right, so here is a stamp. So I'm going to try and find a piece of paper here. Here's one. Trying to find a piece of paper so you can see. So this is a stamp set by Nola, and it's got cute little images with the crow standing on a pumpkin. There's an individual crow, and she's got cute sentiments. And then she's got a row of fun sunflowers here as well. Another crow up top. And then she's also releasing this set here. This is also by Nola. Cute little fall sentiment there and here. And then there's a little squirrel and a couple of pumpkins and a couple of acorns. And then I made a sample card using those 2 sets. Here, let me get the Pooh out of the way. So here's my sample card. So I stamped one of the pumpkins from the I Still Fall For You set on a piece of turquoise cardstock. And I splattered it with different color watercolors. And one of them was a shimmer color. So I don't know if you can see the sparkles of the shimmer there. But I think it turned out really pretty. And then I watercolored on a watercolor panel, just one of the images here. And then I added a sticker, thinking of you. So I love how this watercolor turned out. Really cute and super easy to do. Here's a set being released by Jeannie, and it is called Spooky Day. And it's got this cute little ghost shape. And there's lots of sentiments here, and then she's got some faces that you can add there to the ghost. There's also a stencil being released, and it's a spiderweb 6x6 stencil. You can see that I used it there. Some purple ink. And then on my project, I also used this Speech Bubbles die set that released last month. And this is one of my dies. It's die 1197YY, and this is what it looks like. And I used this long, narrow one here on my project. And here is my card. Have a sweet Halloween. And I stamped the two ghosts and put faces on them. I watercolored them. And then stenciled that spider web on the background there. And I also added lots of splatters using my watercolors in different colors, and also that shimmery watercolor that I have. So this kind of gives it a cute, whimsical look to it, having all those little sparkles on there. So I don't know if you guys can see them in the camera. Oh, there you go. So I love the watercolors. All right, next we have a set from Nola. I think this one's so cute. It's called Batty Halloween. I love the sentiment here. It says, knick knack, batty whack, happy Halloween. I think that's so cute. And I love the three ghosts, or the three bats that she has here. She's got another little sentiment, happy Halloween, and she's got a little filler image here with some stars. And I love this one, these three little swirls. And the moon here that she has is perfect. I love this moon. And so I created a couple of cards with this set. So here's my first one, and I used a piece of watercolor paper, and I stamped the images and watercolored them, and then I stamped this one on a separate piece and cut it out and popped it up over that moon there. And this one I also used the splatters and that shimmery watercolor as well. You can see the shimmer there. And I love how it shows on the darker cardstocks. I just think it's so fun. So I love this card. I love how that one turned out. And then this is another card that I made using that set as well. And same technique, watercolor, and then also use that watercolor shimmer. You can see how sparkly it is. It's so pretty. Those are the cutest little bats. I don't like bats, but those are cute bats. And now let me go ahead and start sharing some of the Pooh sets that are being released this month. And keep in mind, these are classic Pooh artwork. So this one is called Pooh Wreath, and I've used it a lot, and it's probably not actually on the acetate here straight, so it's kind of hard to see. Let's see. I'll take this off of here so you can see the image better. So there you go. It's Pooh with a little birdie or a cardinal sitting on his hand in a Christmas wreath or a holly wreath. Friends make life bearable, berry Merry Christmas, and it's so much more friendly with two. And I love these two little holly leaves here. So that set is fun. And here is one of the cards that I made. So I used a piece of the paper from the classic Pooh paper pad. And I stamped the image on watercolor paper in brown permanent ink. I used this VersaFine vintage sepia ink. So I think this is a really fun ink to have in your collection. And I just love the look that it gives with the watercoloring. And so stamped the sentiment there, and it stamped perfectly on this 6x6 pattern paper as well. So that's my first card. And then I also made this card using the same set. And I used a different sentiment here. And again, it's just the image is stamped on watercolor paper with that same Versa Fine sepia ink and watercolored. And then I added a bunch of stamping here to the background to make this kind of like a pattern paper. So, and then I actually speckled the entire card base, the back side as well as the inside. So I think that turned out really fun. So that's my second card with Pooh in the wreath. And then the next Pooh set that I have to share with you is this one here. It's called Piglet Eeyore Tree. And again, classic Pooh artwork. I like this one because it's got the little star add-on. And this one has good sentiments as well. I really like My Heart is Warm with the Friends I Have Made. And then The Best Gift of Christmas is Being Together, Sending Holiday Cheer. Really nice type fonts. But this is a Piglet, a Christmas tree with a gift, and then Eeyore here with a little ornament. And I like that there's a star on top of the tree as well. So I made a couple of cards with that set. Here is the first. And I just stamped the image on some Bristol bee paper. It is from the Bee Paper Company, and it's called Heavyweight Vellum. It's really good for colored pencils, actually. So, but I just stamped the image there in that same ink and then watercolored it. And then on the star and on the ornament, I added some shimmery watercolors in gold. You may not be able to see that because it's pretty subtle. But I just love watercoloring these old images. I think they turn out really beautiful. And here's the second card that I made with that set. You can see I used the little stars there in the background to create a little bit of pattern paper. I speckled the card base as well, if you can see that. And then I decided to paint this one all in like a sepia tone. And then I did add some shimmer to the ornament and to the star here as well. And I really like how this turned out in the sepia watercolor. And I decorated the whole card of this one as well. So I stamped the back and gave it some speckles. And then I did the same on the inside. So I think that turned out cute. And then another a classic Pooh set to share with you is this one here. And it's called Eeyore Leaves. So it's Eeyore doing somersaults in the leaves or a handstand. I like this little pair of leaves here and then this little trio. These are fun to use for backgrounds, and then 3 sentiments here. And I made 2 cards using that set. Here's the first one. So I stamped the image on that heavyweight vellum, and it's not vellum like you think of, like you can see through translucent. This is a different type of a vellum. So it's just really good for like colored pencils and things like that. It's not very thick actually. And so I just stamped the image in black, VersaFine this time, and watercolored the image. I also used some of the pattern paper from the classic Pooh 6x6, and then I added this really blingy glitter cardstock to the outside edge there. This is really, really sparkly. But a really easy card to make and ready to send off to a friend. And then here's the other card I made using that set. I love, again, watercoloring these images. I think it's so fun. And this one I stamped in the brown sepia ink. I stamped that little pair of leaves on the background here just for a tone-on-tone stamping to create a pattern paper. And then I stamped Hello Fall down here on the bottom. Cute, cute. And then another Pooh set to share with you. This one is called Piglet Candy Cane. And Piglet was always one of my favorite characters from the Pooh series. And I love this sentiment here, have yourself a merry little Christmas. This one here says, a little something for you, and then take time to delight in sweet, simple things. Very cute, but this one's my favorite, this merry little Christmas one. Piglet with a great big candy cane. So I have a couple of cards to share with you from that set. You can see I was into just doing like a large panel, a watercolored panel with these images. I think that these images lend themselves to this kind of a simple card style. And then I used my faux tracing wheel here to add some, or my tracing wheel here to add some faux stitching along the outside edge. And I really tried to choose like vintagey colors when I watercolored this image. So, and some speckles there on the background. Super cute. And then on this one, I got a little crazy with the speckles. So I used the holly from the bear with the wreath to create the stamping on the background here. So here's that set again. It's the one with Pooh sitting in the wreath, but it has these 2 pieces of holly here. So I used that set to create the stamping in the background. And then the stars here are from one of the other sets as well. I think it's the one with Pooh, or excuse me, Eeyore and Piglet at the tree. So this little star cluster here. I used that also to stamp in the background. And here you can see I stamped Have Yourself a Merry Little Christmas in the same ink, so it's really, really subtle. And then Piglet is stamped on watercolor paper and painted with some vintage style image colors. And then I even speckled the inside and the back. So this one is like speckle central. And then one more set to share with you is this one. And this set was really fun to use to make cards. All the classic Pooh images are super cute, I think, but this one was really fun. So it's Pooh here sitting on a windowsill, and he's looking out at a like a tree that's losing its leaves in the fall. And there's curtains on either side of the window. And then there's 3 sentiments here. I liked this one at the bottom. Everyone must take time to sit and watch the leaves turn. Elizabeth Lawrence. I really liked that sentiment. So I went ahead and used that sentiment on one of my cards. And I also used the leaves from one of the other sets to stamp my background here. It was from this set here. The one with Eeyore playing in the leaves. So I used that little cluster there. And I just stamped it all over on the background to create like a pattern paper. And then I stamped that Pooh image in that vintage sepia ink and just really lightly watercolored it. I think it turned out really beautiful. I think this might be my favorite card from the release that I've made. And just plain the rest of the way, but I just think that's really, really cute. So there's that card. And then the last card I have to share with you is this one here, and it again uses that same image, and I just changed the sentiment that I used, just sitting here thinking about you. And then on the background of this card, I used a piece of the pattern paper from the 6x6, the classic Pooh 6x6. And those are the samples that I have to share with you today. There is going to be a blog hop of all the designers sharing the projects that they've made for inspiration for this month's release. And I will leave a link to my blog below. There's also some gift certificates given away. Impression Obsession does that every time we have a release. So I'll put a link to my blog down below, and you'll want to hop through all of the other designers and leave comments, and then you'll be entered to win with each comment you leave on a blog, you'll be entered to win one of the gift certificates. So thanks so much for watching. If you have any questions, let me know, and I'll leave links to the Impression Obsession website where these cute classic Pooh images are being released, and the other fall and Halloween images as well. So thanks so much, and I'll talk to you again soon. Bye!